And first day, on second day, we just created the physical file with the basic requirement. What is the initial requirement? We just need to gather the employee information, that employee name, number, and address. So at that time, we don't have any restrictions on the data organizations like how we implemented yesterday to avoid the duplicate data by using the unique keyword. Okay, so also we added the some key field, so that is a employee number, so that can be in the future purpose when I wanted to get the other fields information. I don't need to pass all the fields information as an input. Instead of that, I can pass only the employee number, and based on that I need to get the other fields information programmatically. So for that perspective, we added the employee number as a key field. Also yesterday we have done the demo on that, so we use some field level keywords like a column heading and values and check. The column heading basically used for where you have some shortcut field names, and when I do the query and when you see the data, you want it to see the full column name. So for that we use the column heading. And there is another keyword values, so where you want it to restrict to enter only those values. Apart from that, you don't want to enter the any other values. So the values keyword we used. And check, what is a check it in, where the you wanted to make a field is a mandatory field. Okay, so there use the check. Okay, ME means a mandatory entry, which use the check of ME, right? That is a mandatory entry. And also we created the flat file. Okay. So what is the difference between the physical file and flat file? The flat file also physical file, because when you created the flat file, the type you can see the PF. Okay, then it is a flat file only. So what is the difference between the physical file and flat file? The physical file we retain the some structure. Okay, we use the some file level keyword and record format level, and we given the some fields with the certain length with the data types. But when comes to the flat file, you're not even written any structure or DDS. You just use a CRTPF, and you given the some record length 100 or 200 300 something, you just create it. Okay, so that is the difference. And what is the other things with respect to flat file? In the flat file, the file name and record format name and the column name would be the same. Okay, same as a file name. So today what we will discuss on the day 4. Okay, so we'll do the some uh, we'll go with the physical file concept. Like, so when we talk about the physical file, so we discuss that physical file have a one record format, also have a more than one member. Okay, so what is a member and member concept we will discuss with respect to physical file today. So member concept to PF, so we'll discuss that as well. What is the day for? Here it is. So today we'll discuss about the multi-member physical file demo, and we'll do the some change PF and commands demo. Okay. So multi-member physical file we'll discuss, and CHGPF. Okay. So if you remember yesterday we have done the some changes. Initially we added the unique keyword and the key field level. We added the employee number. To apply those changes, we recompiled our source member. Okay, so when you recompile your source member, so you lost the previous data. And when you do the that field level keywords, the column heading and values, so we introduce those changes again. We recompiled our source member, and the previous the data whatever it is there in the physical file, it is removed when you have done the recompilation. Okay, so where we have a requirement that I don't want to lose the data. Okay, so for example, in the practice session, we have a only 4 and 5 records. And when it comes to the real time, we have a millions of data. Okay, so you don't want to lose that data, but still you wanted to apply the some changes. Example, maybe I wanted to add the new field. I wanted to add the some new key. What is the field level keyword? So when I add the file level keyword, or when I add the my new field, I wanted to apply those changes, but I don't want to lose the data, and how you can do that. So that is also we'll discuss today, and we'll discuss about the some commands related to the physical file. Okay, physical file commands. So for the library, we have some DSPL libl, add library entry, and work lib, and work lib pdm. Okay, so we have some commands with respect to library, right? The same way we have some commands to with respect to the physical file. So what are those commands? When we use those commands, by using those commands, what are the informations you get to know about the physical file? So those things we discussed. And also, so far, so we are writing the structure, we recompiling, we are not getting any errors. We are compiling or recompiling, during that you are not getting any compilation errors. So if you get any compilation error, so how you can check? It's not with respect to physical file. How you can check? It's not only for the physical file, for all the RPGLE programs or physical files and CLLE programs, we'll check in the spool file only. Okay, so we'll discuss about that concept as well. Yesterday we discussed that concept, but that is not recorded in the session, so that is why we are discussing that topic again. Okay, so let's go and discuss about the multi-member concept on the physical file. Okay, so what is a use case? First we discuss about the use case of the multi-member physical file. Okay, so first of all, so far we created the physical file, we enter the data. Okay, so where you have a requirement, that you have a employee file, right? You have a, so first employee file you have. Okay, so what I will do, first we'll discuss about the change pf, then go with the multi-member physical file. Okay, then only you can understand. So that would be easy for the practice session. So what is a CHGPF, change PF? Okay, so as we discussed, so I wanted to add the new field. So yesterday we created the employee file, that is so called emp name. We have a employee name and emp number, and emp date of birth you have, and emp gender you have, and emp department you have. Okay, so now I wanted to add the new field, that emp salary. Two new fields I wanted to add, emp salary and emp salary month. Okay, which month it is the salary, I wanted to add these two new fields into the my physical file. Okay, so if my current physical file have some data, okay, if my current physical file have one or two records, so whenever I adding these two fields, I don't want to lose the my current data. Okay, whatever it is in there in the physical file, the two records, I don't want to lose it. But still, I wanted to apply these changes into the my physical file. How you can do that? Okay, we'll do the demo on this. Then we'll come to the multi-member physical file. Okay, so what is the use case of change PF is? So without losing data, if you wanted to apply the any changes in your physical file structure, we'll go with the change PF. Okay, so just go and open my AS400, and I'll show you the what is a change PF. Okay, work MBR PDM, enter. Sorry. So work M. Okay, so I'll delete this one because yesterday we created some testing. Okay, now you can see that PF. Okay, here you can do the some changes. Okay, I don't wanted to do the these things. No, if I unfortunately write something, I don't want to impact on this type, because based on the type only the source member will be compiled, right? So I just want to change this is as a non-editable. The type is a editable now. So now I wanted to change this type as a non-editable. For that, I think you just take Shift F6 something. So Shift F6, the change type and text is there, right? You have to make it as a N. Okay, N. So then, so the type or you If even the unfortunately if you type something, nothing can be impacted on the type and this member, because in the real time in the work mbr pdm you can see the many members. If you typing unfortunately, because sometimes we type like this, right? So if it is something changed the type or some member is changed, it is very difficult to find out what is a earlier value and what you have done the changes. So for that you have to change this your session configurations, that text is non-editable, because you just take a shift F6 and you can make the change a type and text as a n, so that even if you type unfortunately or nothing will be impacted. So this is our employee file which we created yesterday. So what is there any data that we will check? RQ for run query star n. So now you can see I have it two records. So I'll add the few more records. I'll just add the few more records here. F10. Take F3 and enter. Okay, now you can check RQ run query. So you have 1, 2, 4, 5, 9. You have a 5 records in your physical file. Okay. So now I wanted to add the two more fields. That is my requirement. Okay. So I'm going to add the two fields, that is called employee salary and employee salary month. So IPPF, enter, EMP sal, okay, and length I am giving some 10 S 2 decimal positions I am giving. Okay, always the amount will be some 100.20. Okay, so here I giving the COL column HDG column heading employee sal. Okay, sal means salary. So now EMP SAL MON, employee salary month. Okay, for this month I'm just making three digits of alphanumeric. I'll make month for January Jan, and for February Feb, like that I'll insert the data. Okay, so COL column heading, it is employee sal month. Okay, so that's all. We added the two fields. Now you can file it. Okay, just to file it, what it is a source. Okay, it is a DDS. Okay, just F3, enter. So now do the run query, enter. So the new changes are not coming. Here you cannot see the employee salary month. When you will see those column headings here, so when you recompile your physical file, you usually see. Okay, but when you do the recompilation, this entire data will be lost, right? Okay, so what is your requirement? You don't want to lose your data, but still you wanted to see that additional new fields which you added into the physical file. How you can do that? So you cannot recompile it. If you use the 14 option, the data will be lost. Okay, so that is why there is a change pf command. Okay, chgpf command, take an F4. Here you give the which file you wanted to change. Employee, so our file is emploi employee file. So bu ddbuddy 181. So this is a library, and what is the source file? qddssrc2. And what is the library? Bu ddbuddy 181. And just take F10 for the additional parameters. If any, each command has some additional parameters. So by default you cannot see that additional parameters. If you wanted to see those additional parameters, you have to you have to give the F10. Okay, so here you can give the F10 for the additional parameters. So these are the additional parameters, but for now I don't want to give any input for the additional parameters. You just need to give the physical file name and library and source file name and library. So that is enough for the change pf command. Just hit and enter. Okay, now employee library body 181, it is a changed. Okay, so now what you will do, you go and see the run query. What will happen? So you can see, right? So the existing data is there, and you also seeing the additional fields which we added. Okay, since there is no data for these fields, so it is populated as a default values. The employee salary is a numeric, that is why it is getting zero zeros, and employee salary month is a character, that is it's populated as a blanks, because these five records does not have the data for the employee salary and salary month. Okay, so you understood, right, what is a change pf is doing. So if you wanted to reflect the new changes without losing your data, we'll go with the change pf. If you go with the ud update, so now you can see the our new fields. Okay, so here I can add 8, and employee name is Krish and 2005, and gender male and department development, and salary I'll give something, salary month I can give Jan. Give some information. Okay, I inserted three records. Now go with see the run query, enter. So you can see, right? So the three records we added and we given the data. Since we given the two decimal positions, you can see the two decimal positions are coming. 10s2 we given, right? So that is why two decimals are coming here. Okay, so this is a change pf. So what is our next thing? So the change PF we have done. So we have done the requirement that without losing the data. So we have done the modifications, and those modifications we are using for the data operations. Okay. So now we'll discuss about the multi-member physical file. Okay. What is a multi-member physical file? So we'll discuss about multi-member physical file. So far, so we are inserting the data by using UPD DTA, and all the data will be in the one place, all data in one place. Okay. So where you have a requirement. Now I have a requirement since it is an employee file. Okay. I have an employee file. So I wanted to maintain this employee salary information month wise. Okay. So this is an employee file. Fine. I wanted to maintain the January as a January. So I wanted to create the one more file. Let's take it is an employee file. I wanted to make the salary file. Okay. So I wanted to create the salary file. This is a physical file, new file I wanted to create. But in the salary file, I wanted to maintain the data separately. Okay, I wanted to maintain the Jan data separately, and February data separately, and March data separately, and April data separately, and May data separately. Okay, I don't want to put all the months data in a one place. Okay, I wanted to make it as a separate for the each and every month. Okay, the my physical file structure would be the same. Okay, in the salary file, I basically have the employee name and employee number and EMP salary. Okay, only three fields. Okay, employee name, number, and salary. Okay, only three fields, but three fields, employee salary, and the one more field is the employee salary month. Okay, the four fields we will add: employee name and employee number and employee salary and employee salary month. Okay, these are the four fields I'll add, and I'll make the key field as a employee number. Okay, so these are the four fields I have a file. And but that when comes to the data, I wanted to make it as a separate. I don't want it to combine this data. I don't want it to see all this data at a one place. How you can achieve that? By using the physical file. So there is a concept called the multi-member physical file. Since you wanted to maintain the data separately, like January data as a separate and February data as a separate and March data as a separate, you can create the multiple members in the physical file. Okay, multiple members. Like in the Excel, if you take an Excel example, I'll show you. I think Excel will open or not. Okay, so if you go with the Excel, this is the sheet one and this sheet two, and I'm making it is a sheet three. Like this, I will make. Okay, in sheet one, I'll type something, and in sheet two, I'll type something. Okay, so there is a two separate sheets, right? Okay, still there's a Excel is the same under book one only. There is no other name under book one only. You have it two sheets. Okay, the same way in the under salary file only, I salary file itself, I have a multiple members, that January, February, March and April and May. Okay, so when I have a multiple members, I can insert the data for the each and every member, so that I can separate it the data. Okay, so when you have a requirement to maintain the separate data, just we take an example for the salary for the Jan. In the real time cases, there might be a some branch, separate branch data. Okay, if you take a any retail business, okay, any it is a Hyderabad sales, they wanted to make it separately, or Bangalore sales, they wanted to make it separate. In that case, the structure will be the same, right? The physical file structure will be the same, but they wanted to make the data separately. They don't want it to combine it. In that case, they go with the multi-member physical file. They create the multiple members. So far, we are not created any member. Okay, but by default, the physical file will have the one member. Okay, so how you can add the members, how you can see that how many members we can add maximum for the physical file is a 32,767 members you can add. But okay, we will not add these many members in the real time as well. So hardly we can add 10 or 12 members something, and there is a scenario that will, based on the date, we will add the some members. Okay, so but maximum we can add these many members. Okay, so now we will check how to add the members. First of all, how we can check the how many members it is present in my physical file. Okay, what is members, how many members, then how we can add the members. Okay, those things we will see, and we'll make a one salary file and we'll add these members. Okay, so this thing we will do. Let's go and open the AS400 session. Something happened for this. So like this same, now you can see the book one. If you save this file, it is a book one only. Okay, if you save this and it is a book one only, but in the book one you have a three sheets. Okay, you can give the some you can write anything in the sheet one or sheet two and sheet three. Like this, you have a salary is a only one file. Within that file you have a multiple members, and you can give the separate data for the each and every member. Okay, so first, how you can check that the file has the how many members. So since we have a already the employee file, we'll check that employee file have a how many members. Okay, how you can check that? You have a DSPFD. What is a DSPFD? So if you wanted to know the all the physical file information, biodata, like a biodata of the physical file, when it was created, who created, how many records are there, how many fields are there, how many key fields are there, is there any generals, triggers, everything, whatever it is applied or not for the physical file, how you can check? By using the DSPFD command, you can check. Okay, so DSPFD employee file, enter. So there you can see go the bottom. So in the control there is a control, right? If you give B here and give an enter, it goes to the bottom. B enter, it goes to the bottom. And the total number of members is a 1. Okay, currently the employee file having the total number of members is a 1 only. Okay, so this is how you can check the members. And what is a member name? Employee only, because so each physical file by default have the one member, the member name same as the file name only. Okay, so that is a each physical file default have the one member, the member name same as the file name only. Okay, so in our case we have a multiple members, right? We have a 12 months, so that you needed 12 members. Okay, you have to add the 12 members. So let's go and create the first salary file. Okay, so how you can create it? Either you can take F6 from here or you can take strsu. Okay, so I will go with the F6 only. So I'll take F6. Here I wanted to create salary file, and it is a physical file. PF, enter. Okay, and enter. And here I give IPPF, enter. Okay, so in the record format I am giving the salary R, enter. Okay, so in this what I wanted to know, I wanted EMP name, employee name. It is only 10. How much length? 10 length. A, enter. And I wanted employee number, it is 5 S 0, enter. And EMP salary 10 S S 2, enter. And EMP salary MON month. Okay, and EMP MON month how much? 3, a, enter. Okay, so now we'll discuss about some shortcut here. Okay, so now I wanted to move employee number is there, right? I wanted to move this employee number field after the employee salary. Okay, I wanted to move from third place to fourth place. How you can move it? So it is a only one line you wanted to move, right? Only employee number you wanted to move after the employee salary. So which line you wanted to move? Employee number. Then you have to give a M here. Okay, M. Either you can give M here, either you can give M here, or you can give M here. Okay, anywhere in these first four places. Okay, the employee number I wanted to move, that is why I given the M for the move. So where you wanted to move? After employee salary, after EMP sal field I wanted to move. Then you have to give the A here. A means after. Okay, so I'm moving the EMP number after the EMP salary. So that is why I given the M against the EMP number. I given the A against with EMP salary. EMP sal. Enter. Okay. So now you can see EMP sal is the first and EMP number is the fourth place. Okay. So now I wanted to move the multiple fields. Okay. For example, so there is a multiple fields called from the EMP name and EMP salary. Okay, these two fields I wanted to move after employee number. Okay, so after employee number I wanted to move this EMP name and EMP sal. Since you are going to move the two fields, that is why you have to mention the MM against with which are the fields you wanted to move it. Okay, and where you wanted to move after the EMP sal. A, enter. Okay, so what if I wanted to move that EMP name and EMP salary before the EMP number? How you can do? So MM for the EMP name and MM for EMP sal, because the two fields, that is why I given the MM. If it is a one field, only one M. So where you wanted to move? Before the EMP number. So then you have to give the B here. Okay, enter. So then before the EMP number. Okay. So now I wanted to move this EMP number after the EMP name. How you can do? Move and after the EMP name, right? A, enter. Okay. So like this you can move. And if I wanted to delete, I don't wanted to move it. I wanted to delete this field. So D, enter. Okay. So I want, if you wanted to delete it, D, enter. Okay. Again, if you wanted to insert the new line, so I, enter. So the one line will be inserted. So if you wanted to give the multiple lines, I5, insert the 5 lines, 5. Okay, I5 will be the 5 lines will be inserted. Okay, so if you wanted to you can copy and paste these things, so you can just copy, and if you wanted to do paste, okay, like this, control C and control V will work. Okay, so control X. So for now this is enough, so you can just how you can move, how you can delete, and how you can insert the new lines. So just if you wanted to delete the multiple lines, okay, now you can see the 02 and 05 there is a unused lines. I wanted to delete these lines. So how you can delete it? Multiple, for deleting the one line, D, enter. For deleting the multiple lines, DD. From which line to which line you wanted to delete, from third to 5, DD, enter. Okay, so this is how you can delete it, and you can copy and paste it. For example, that EMP name is there, I wanted to copy it same as a EMP name. You can just copy, you can just do rp in a sense, repeat the same. Okay, rp, enter. So it is a duplicate it. Okay, rp, I wanted to duplicate it the 5 times. Okay, rp 5, rp repeat 5 times. You can see the amp name as a repeated 5 times, enter. So emp name has repeated 5 times. This is how you can repeat it. And if you wanted to delete the multiple lines, dd, and go and here dd, enter. So delete it. So where you can see these shortcuts, you can take, just place the cursor at this place. Okay, place the cursor at this position, take F1. So take F1, you can see A for after, N after which repeated lines, so that you can understand what is a B for before, and C for copy the lines, and C a number of lines you can copy, and CC block and copy. So these are the some shortcuts you can get, and you can try it each and everything. Okay, how, what are the things, all these things, IP. So these are the shortcuts. Okay, you can try with yourself. So mostly we use the move and delete and copy, insert. That's it. Okay. So if you wanted to explore yourself more, they just place the cursor here, take F1 here, and these all are the shortcuts. So and you can try with whatever you like. So I'm going to add the one more field based on the my requirement. I wanted to insert the data for employee salary month as well. So IPPF. So you just go to the EMP sal MON month, and what is the length of this? I just make 3, tab A, and enter. Okay, that's it. Just file it. Okay, and the 14 F4. So there you can see, right, the source member is by default the salary. Okay, the first source member is the salary. Okay, so I'm just compiling this source member. So now compile, and it is a created. Now go and check how many members are there for the salary. Okay, so DSB FT salary, enter. Just to go bottom and see, there is only total number of members is 1, but you have a requirement to add the 12 members, because you wanted to make the separate salary data based on the month. Okay, for each month you wanted to make it separately. So then you have to add the member, right? So by adding the member, add pfm, add physical file member. So this is a command to add the member. So just take an F4, and which member, which file you wanted to add? The salary file I wanted to add. So which member you wanted to add? I wanted to add the Jan. Okay, so that is the January member, I wanted to add it. Enter. Okay, so now you can see the members for the file salary more than maximum allowed, because the file is actually having the only one member. Okay, it is capacity to add the DSPFD salary, go bottom. So that is a total number of members is only one. Okay, so that is why it's not allowing to add the another members. So in your case you have to add the 12 members, right? In that case your total number of members would be the 12, right? 12 or 13, because the first member by default it is a salary. Okay, so now I wanted to make it the 12 members again. I wanted to add the 12 members. Then you have to increment the this total number of members, right? How you can increment it, how you can do that? So by using the CHGPF. So CHGPF salary F4, and here what is the library? Bu ddabuddy 181, and what is the source file? QDD ssrc2 and bu ddabuddy 181 F10. Okay, there you can see the members. Okay, somewhere you can see, right, the maximum members here, it is a 1. Okay, now I am making it is as a some 13 members. Okay, from 1 to I change the maximum members are 13 and given enter. Okay, so then it is changed. Now you can go and check DSPFD with the salary file. So salary, go and go bottom and see. Okay, still it is not applied. Okay, let's to go to the CHGPF only. F9, F4, F10. So salary file buddy 181 181. The maximum members is a 13. Enter. Okay, it is changed. Now DSPFD and salary file, enter. So MEM, search with MEM. Okay, members. Somewhere you can see the maximum. See, the maximum members now is the 13. Okay, earlier it was 1 only. So now we change it to 13. Okay, now we can perform the add PFM. Add PFM. Add physical file member. Add PFM is a add physical file member. Why we are adding the members? Because we wanted to make the salary data based on the each month. So that is why I'm adding the Jan, Feb, March, April, and May. Okay, till May we'll add. So salary is a file. So I'm adding the first member Jan. Enter. Okay. So now the Jan is added because we incremented the members, okay, in the salary file. So we made it as a up to 13 members you can add. So that is why it is allowed to add the new member. The same way I wanted to add the Feb as well, and same way I wanted to add the MAR March as well. Okay, so earlier we use a change PF command. The same command you wanted to use it. F9 is a recall the previous command. Okay, F9 is recall the previous command. F4 March, also April, enter. F9, F4, and May. Okay, so now you added how many members? 5 members. You can check that DSPFD salary file, enter, go bottom, see. So now you can see total member 6. Okay, by default there is a one member, that is a salary, the same as a file name, and additionally you added the Jan, Feb, April, March, and May. Okay, currently there are no records for this member. Okay, there is no records you are inserted. Okay, so now we are going to insert the data. Okay, so how you can UPDDTA salary file F4, UPDDTA salary file F4. So now you wanted to insert the data for January because I wanted to insert the January information. Okay, enter. Okay, now give the employee name Ram. So Ram employee number is 1 and it is salary for something and it is for the January. Okay, enter. And next Rish, and it is employee number 2 and salary, and it is also John, salary month John. Okay, and me, and it is employee number 3, and here January, and here employee number 4, and give salary month John. Okay, employee number 5 and salary, so John. Okay, so I given the January data, I've just taken F3 and enter. Okay, the same way I wanted to enter the data for UPDDTA salary F4, FEB Feb as well. Enter. Okay, for Feb also employee name Ram and number is 1 and salary. This time he got a reverse it. Okay, some 15 we can, so 11 month FEB. Okay, and Krish employee number 2 2 2, and it is a Feb. Employee number 3 Feb. Okay, and here employee number 3, employee number 4 Feb. Feb pass, employee number 5 enter. Okay, same way I wanted to enter for March as well. Take F4 and UPD data instead of Feb, March, enter. Okay, so now again RAM, it is a 1 and 1 MAR March. Okay. Employee number 2 MAR March. So till March I'll enter. You can try with the April and May for your practice session. Okay. The same way we enter for other as well. Okay. There is no difference. MAR March. MAR March enter. Okay. F3 enter. Okay. So now go and run query star in salary file. Okay, so you don't have the data because for the first member, what is the first member? Salary. For salary member you are not inserted any data. So where you inserted, you insert the data for January, February, March. Okay, so when you do the run query star and salary, take F4, here you have to give the member. Okay, which member data you wanted to see? I wanted to see the data for Jan. Enter. So now you can see only January data, right? So because the employee salary month is January, and you are not seeing the February in March because you entered the data into the February month, and March data you entered for the March month. Okay. So now I wanted to see the data for the March month. How you can see? Just take run query star and instead of Jan, you can give the MAR March. MAR March, enter. Okay, now you can see the March data. Okay, March, there is a so this is the data, and you are not seeing the January and February because you are maintaining the data into the February and January member. If you observe this, the structure is same. Okay, that employee name, number, and salary month, the structure of the member is same, but only data is the difference. Okay, so that is a beauty of multi-member physical file. You have a same structure, but you can make it as a separate the data. Okay, so if you wanted to see the February data also, you can just give the FEB Feb, enter. Okay, so this is a February data, and this is a multi-member physical file. Now go and check the DSP FD now. Okay, DSP FD and salary file, enter, go bottom. So now you can see the each and every member, and here you can see, right, the February have the 5 records, and January have the 5 records, and March also have the 5 records. We have not entered the data for April and not enter for May, so that is why record count is a 0. Okay, for salary also we are not enter. Salary is the first default member and it is created. Okay, so this is a multi-member physical file, and you can see the members in other way also because it is a salary, right? You can give the instead of file QDDSRs also, you can give the salary here. So salary here, you can see the all the 5 members here. Okay, the file. So this is also this is also one way to see the all the members. Okay, so if you take 5, so nothing will come. Okay. So this is also another way to see QDD SSRC2. Okay, basically DSPFD that is preferable to use because there you can see the members with the record count and everything. So that is why, and this is also one way to you can see. Okay, so we discussed about the what are things, change PF and multi-member physical file, and we also do the we do the exercise, and the if you done the some error, or if you have done the some syntax change errors while writing the source or DDS, and how to check what went wrong and what exactly I made a mistake in my source. Okay, accordingly I'll just do the some changes, right? How you can check that? Okay, I'll just make a copy of this employee into the employee one, and here we'll add the some syntax changes. Option 2, the first change what I will do here, so for EMP DOP, instead of here you can add the yesterday we have done this one, right? EMP number instead of EMP number one I'm adding. So because there is some syntax error here, because In the record format, under the record format, you have a emp name, emp number, emp dob, emp gen, gender, emp department, and emp salary and salary month. But you don't have the field called emp number 1, but you are use that emp number 1 in the key field level. Basically, in the key field level, which field you have to use, whatever the fields you declared in the under record format, that field you have to use. But emp number 1 you have not defined or declared anywhere in the physical, anywhere in the your field level, but you are using that in the key field level. So that is a syntax error, this is a some dds error. Okay, so how you can track, I know by seeing that I understand. Okay, but I wanted to check the in the spool log. Okay, so just I go with the 14 option, enter. You can see the object employee number star file is a deleted. So you are the some dds errors. So how you can check sp, or else if you wanted to see that, you can go with the again compile it, 14 option. So you can see error in the DDS not allowed with the specific gender. So you have a error in the DDS. Whenever you get this, you have to go with the spool file. What is that? What is the command to go that? Work SPLF, enter. Work SPLF, shift F6 and go to employee 1. Just take option 5, and here first is the work SPLF. Okay, here you have the all the spool files. So our spool file will be at last. Okay, so always the latest spool file will be bottom. Okay, how you can go to the bottom, either you can take the page down is page down is multiple times, or you can take shift f6. Okay, shift f6 directly go to the bottom and take option 5. This is the latest file, that employee one, it is the latest file, latest spool file that is created, and take a option 5. And where you can see errors in this spool file, at bottom you can see. How you can go to the bottom, in the control they have to give the b for the bottom and give an enter, it goes to the bottom. There you can see that key field name not found in the record format, key field name not found in record format. So what is the key field? So where is that? Here you can see, right, the CPD 7946. Okay, CPD 7946, that is a CPD 7946. If you wanted to check the where exactly the CPD 746, you can just copy this, and there is a find option right here. Paste it here, take shift F for multiple times, shift F4 until unless. So here you can see, right, that EMP number 1. Okay, I made a mistake, that EMP number 1 not under the record format, and but I used in the key field level. So just to go and change that, and it will be compiled successfully. So this is a one error, employee number, enter F3, enter the 14 option, and compile successfully. So other thing will make one more mistake, that emp name, right, will define the one field multiple times. Okay, the emp salary you defined, I just repeat it again, rp repeat it again, let's see what will happen. So 3a f3, enter the 14 option, I enter. So again the 14 option. So there is a DDS error. So if you wanted to check DDS error, what is the process? Work SPLF, enter. So here you can see the all spool files. You have to go to the latest spool file. How you can go? Take shift F6. It is a bottom, and take 5 against with the last spool file. 5, enter, and you wanted to see the error, right, in the control area, take B, it goes to the bottom. There you can the field or alias name specified more than once in the record. What is that field I specified more than once? You can copy this ID, you can this copy this ID. If you wanted to go directly that place, take a shift F4 multiple times, one or two or three times. You can see that emp sal mon you are declared two times. Okay, so that is why you got an error. So this is another error you got, and you checked option 2, and just to delete that emp sal mon, delete it, and f3, and compile it. Okay, so if you wanted to make it another, so that's in the DDS you will get mostly like this only. Okay, so while you writing the code, you might face some issues like emp and space. If you give name, it won't take, because the field name always should be the single sentence or single sentence or single word. Okay, you should not give the any space for the field name. Okay, give an enter. And one more thing, you have to give the length at here itself. Okay, here only at last, you should not give the length 10 here. Okay, it won't allow, it give the error. Okay, you have to give the 10 here only. And that even the decimal positions also you should give here. Take F4, in the decimal positions also you should give at last, you should not give here. Okay, it's a error. So when you are getting this green line, highlighting green line, you are written some you are written some wrong place. You have to ensure that you whatever you given the field name or length in the correct place or not. Okay, so this is another way and checking all those things. Yeah, that's it. This is how you can trap the errors, and we check the two errors, right? So today we discussed about the multi-member physical file and change pf, and we also discussed how you can trap the the syntax errors, go through this pool file. So there is some commands I told you, right? So which we can go through that now. So this is a ppt, I'll share with you what is a multi-member physical file. So normally when we create the physical file using the CRTPF command, a default member with the same name as a PF gets added to your physical file. So that is called the single member physical file. So a file can have a more than one member. And when we add the another member using the add PFM, then the make that file become a multi-member physical file. So that is what we did, right? We use the add PFM for adding the multiple members. The member has its own associated data and access path. Own associated data means each member having the separate data, right? For January it is a own data, and February we have a maintain some own data. And the record format and access path for all the members belong to a file or same and defined at the time of creation of file. The record format and structure and DDS, everything will be the same, right? Okay, so there is a one more important parameter, max members. So that is we have done, right? We use the CHGPF, and there you are given the incremented the maximum members, how many members you wanted to add it. So this is a creation of multiple members we have done. And change APF. The change APF, it is used to modify the attribute of existing physical file. The common use, it is frequently used to modify the parameters such as the record format or field attributes or field level attributes. We added the two fields, two extra fields, and you can try with change the some field attribute or length or something. So impact on data, modifying the field may impact of existing data, because so without impacting, if want the changes, we'll use the change pf. Okay, without losing the data, since we wanted to apply the new changes, we go with the change pf. And the work mbr pdm command, we all know that. So the work mbr pdm we basically use where you wanted to write the dds. So that is the first thing you have to give the system, was I wanted to write this place. Okay, and CRTPF create the physical file, and work obj to check the object is present in the system or not, and DSPFD display the information about the physical file, all the physical file. In interview perspective, if anyone asks how you can see the physical file information, anything like what is the, how you can see the members, how you can see the triggers, how you can see the genders is applied to a physical file, and all those things, the only one answer is the DSPFD. And what is a DSPFD? So where you don't have access for this option 5. Okay, so if you wanted to see the what are the fields are there and what is the length of each field, you can see that. Okay, 14, I just read it. So by seeing this option 5, you can see that this is a okay employee name, this length is a 10a. But unfortunately I don't have authority for the option 5 display, right? But still I wanted to know what are the fields in there my employee file, and what is the length of that file, and what is the attribute of that file, that field. Okay, how you can do that? DSP ffd, and you can go with the employee, enter, and go bottom. And here you can see that employee gender character 1. Okay, one character, employee dob 10 length, and employee name length 10, and data type is a character. If you don't have access for option 5, or you wanted to see the each field attribute or length through command, you can go with the DSP ffd. So whenever interviewer asks how you can see the field attribute and length without taking option 5. Is there any comment? You can just tell the DSP FFD. Okay, so the for all, apart from that, for all other information, DSP FD only the command. And add pfm, we use that, add the member to the physical file. rmvm, it is the delete the member from physical file. So if you go with the, so rmvm, and salary file will have the member called salary. It is having the may member, right? So I'm removing the may member now, enter. Okay, the may removed from the salary. So if you go with the dsp fd and salary file, go bottom, you can see till April only. Okay, you remove the May. Okay, how you remove? By using the RMVM. The remove member is the remove the member. So these are the some command, and CHGPF, it modifies the attributes of existing file. Okay. So that's all for today's session. So far we completed all the topics related to physical file. There is only one command, that is a reorganization of the physical file. Okay. So that is not important to do the exercise, but just to go through that what is the use of reorganization physical file. So what is the use of reorganization physical file means, for example, you have a file called the employee file. So there is a data. Okay, you have the some, 5 fields data, or there is a, records information, 5 or 6 records information. Okay, so you have a employee file, and you have the records called ram, and krish, and you have noni and NTR, some Prabhas. Okay, so these are the records you have. So you deleted one record. Okay, you deleted the Nani record. So when you delete this record, only record will be deleted, but this space is there, right? It's still unutilized. Okay, whenever you add the new record, it's keep adding at the bottom only, but still this space is unutilized. If you wanted to utilize this place, you have to reorganize your physical file. So what exactly do the reorganized physical file? So wherever the record is deleted, that unutilized spaces are there, it is organized it, and it make that space, make that memory can be used for the next, the record insert operations. Okay, so just we are reorganizing. Okay, we are just refreshing. Okay, refreshing the file, and whatever the unused memory is there, right, it's released and it can be used for the operations. So this is the reorganization physical file. If you wanted to try, you can just